Airport scuffle. Activist arrested for airport scuffle, leaving man on the ground. I read it a few weeks ago, folks. It was in every newspaper. It was front page news in most newspapers. It was on the TV. It was on the radio. It was all over the internet. Absolutely massive, massive, massive coverage. That was it. Tommy Robinson. He'd been arguing with the bloke who pestered and pestered and pestered him and given him some grief. I think he's turned round, laid one on him. The guy went to ground. Mr. Robinson goes away for a holiday and comes back. He gets arrested when he comes back. It's all over everywhere. Absolutely all over everywhere. At the time, he comes back and he says, it's all right showing that footage you've got there, but the police have got more footage. I want them to release it. I want the police to release the footage they've got. They had other footage that I don't think to this day we've ever seen. It's a bit like at the other airport, the Manchester airport, a year or so ago, when them Asian lads got a kicking off the police and we all seen video evidence and it looked really, really bad. And it was bad, don't get me wrong. But then a week or so later, we seen some other video evidence of what they'd done to a couple of lady police officers first, before they got a good kick in. And it made us think twice. Well, old Tommy was sort of trying to say, they've got some footage there, and if they release that, I won't look half as bad. Or I think that's what he was saying, reading between the lines. He didn't actually say it. Today I got a newspaper. I wasn't going to get one. It was a last-minute thing, just that little bit there. A last-minute thing it was. What page? It was page 4. Activist avoids charge. Far-right activist Tommy Robinson is to face no further action over an alleged assault at a train station. Sorry, train station. I thought it was airport. I do apologise. British Transport Police presented a file of evidence to prosecutors over the incident on July the 28th. Footage of Robinson pacing near a man lying face down on the floor at St Pancras Station, London, was put on social media. A BTP statement said, following a review of the available evidence, the CPS concluded that there was no realistic prospect of conviction, and therefore there will be no criminal charges in this case. It is understood that the alleged victim does not want to pursue charges. Robinson said on X that he had been defending himself. Now, I've had people comment about this chap on my comment section, because I've done about 4 videos over the last 18 months about this Tommy Robinson, maybe just less than 18 months. I've always said, I couldn't say I was in one camp or the other. I was looking at, I don't do social media me, but I look at the press, I listen to the TV, the radio, I go online, and I'd read nothing but bad about this Tommy Robinson fella, and just I thought, well, he must be a bad, and everybody's saying he is. Then I read bits to say it's all been blown up and he's not that bad and his heart's in the right place and he's not a racist and so on and so forth. In fact, it's a year. Went on holiday last year, meant that there Tenerife, and I seen a couple of things online. I watched a couple of things and I thought, this isn't the Tommy Robinson that's being portrayed to me and many others in the media. I was hearing some things that I'd never heard before of people who had interviewed him and got to meet him who, like myself, already had an opinion of him and it wasn't a good opinion, and said he totally turned them around when they sat down with him for an hour. So I started to look at things differently, and I raised some points then about some things that I thought were unfair. Now, as I say, the piece in the paper today, I've just folded it up. That's the piece. All right, it's page 4, it's near the front, but that's the piece. When it came out on the 28th or 29th of July that he punched somebody to the floor, it was over the front page of 2 newspapers I get, and it was still on the front pages, or there was a lot more write-up about it for the next 2 or 3 days. And then whilst he was on his holiday, there was write-up saying he's on his holiday, he's done a runner. Then he came back and it was all over the front pages he'd been arrested, and so on and so forth. He's now exonerated, or as good as. There's nothing about it really. I mean, I've not seen anything on the internet today. I've seen bundles about it where he's supposed to have punched somebody to the floor. And it makes you think, is there some kind of conspiracy here? And don't, before you go at me, don't say he's this and he's that and he's the other, and don't call me for stuff, because I'm not saying I do or don't support him. But I look at that, which I've unfolded now, and I look at what I've seen before, and to me, it just seems very, very unfair and very, very one-sided. But that's only my thoughts, because I don't know. But when they thought they were going to hang him for it, everybody, and I think it was a feeding frenzy, everybody wanted to know, and they wanted all us to know it. And now, there's no charges. The victim, if that's the right word, isn't pressing charges. The CPS don't think they'll have any joy. It's probably down to the video that we've still not seen. A video that Mr. Robinson said the police have in their possession. Maybe not the right way to go about things, really, is it? Maybe it should have helped, but is it the old full disclosure? Maybe we should have seen that. We've seen the videos of when he's supposed to have knocked this guy out or seen the guy on the floor, but we've not seen the videos that the police have. Bit unfair, that, really, if you ask me.